Good evening and welcome to the Cherry Hill West News Report. I'm Joan Frank.
And I'm Walt Furkey, and here are now the news. Last Friday, West kicked off its fall sports season with a pep rally in the Jones Gym. Led by the enthusiasm of Miss Katz, the student body and teams really got psyched. The soccer team defeated Cherry Hill East 1-0. The winning goal was scored by Alan Ziskin, and Kevin Borner was the goalie who recorded the shutout. Stay tuned after this newscast for the game in its entirety. West football season opened Saturday with a loss to Eastern. This week, West challenges Deptford away. Game time is 10:30 Saturday morning.
The boys gymnastics team opens its season Friday, October 1st in a meet against Haddon Township. Last Saturday, they traveled to Hunterdon Central to compete in the Devils Classic. West came in 6th out of 12 teams, with junior Carrie Cunningham winning first place on pommel horse with a score of 6.4. On October 2nd, there will be a combination car wash bake sale sponsored by the boys gymnastics team.
Yesterday, we learned once again that West English Department has produced the winner of the prestigious National Council of English Achievement in Writing Award. With us today, we have senior student Jeff Schumann, the winner of the award, and Mrs. Barbara Obreza, chairperson of the English Department. Welcome. Ms. Obreza, can you tell us something about why it is such an honor to win this competition?
Right. It's an honor to win this competition because of the numbers of students who participate in the contest. It is a national contest. Each high school is invited to nominate a certain number of students according to its student population. West High School nominated 4 students. Those students go into a state competition. The state competition in New Jersey had 30 winners. The number of winners is determined by the population density of the state. The proportion of people in the state is doubled in terms of the congressional proportion. That is, the House of Representatives is the number that they use. So that there are over 800 students who win nationally. There are 30 students who win in the state of New Jersey. Jeff is one of those 30.
Jeff, exactly what was the kind of writing you had to do to win this competition?
Okay, well, I had to submit two writing samples to the competition. And one of them is an already prepared sample that it was just a paper I'd done for English. And all I had to do for that was just retype it and correct some spelling mistakes, punctuation, minor things like that. And then the other writing sample was an impromptu piece, and there was a question given to me by Mrs. Obreza, and I was given an afternoon to write it in class. And to that, I wasn't told the question in advance. I just had to sit down and write.
Okay. Ms. Obreza, West seems to have had many winners in this competition almost every year. How do you account for such success?
We have been fortunate enough to have winners from the beginning of the contest up until the present time. I don't think there's been a year that we haven't had a winner. I would like to say that the writing program is the primary reason for our success, but because we've had winners for all of these years, we really must give the faculty here at West High School some credit, and of course the students as well.
Jeff, as someone who has been recognized as one of the best student writers in the country, why do you think good writing is important?
Well, actually, that was the question that was given to me on the impromptu essay. And I think it's important for many reasons. The main reason being that, good writing contributes to good speaking. And, that's always good, like when you come in contact with people, no matter what kind of job you do, you might need some specialized skills, but even if you're a garbage man, you're going to need to know how to deal with people and talk to people. And it lets you organize your mind and learn how to communicate, and that's always good. And also, writing is a great way of expressing things because you can get a lot more depth through the written page than you can just visually. And I think that even though a lot of electronic media, things like movies and TV, have replaced writing to some degree, it's always going to be important just because it's such an effective and enduring way of communicating.
Okay, thank you. Again, congratulations to Ms. Obreza and the English Department and Jeff Schumann. Thank you for being with us.
The junior class is off to a great start this year, with class president Maria Antonelli and vice president Adore English working very hard trying to make this a successful year for the juniors. Maria and Adore are here tonight. Maria, what do you have planned for the juniors this year? What events?
I guess the major thing that you'd want us to talk about would be the junior prom. We're really working on that. We hope it's going to turn out really well.
What plans do you have so far with the junior prom? What do you have planned?
It's May 27th at the Starlit Room in the Cherry Hill Inn. And we're expecting a really big turnout. Yeah, it's on a holiday weekend. So we're expecting a lot of people to come. And we're in the middle of getting prom committee. Applications are still coming in, so we don't know who's going to be in charge of prom. But food is picked, and the bands we're looking into, DJs, decorations, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And what do you feel the junior class lacks the most, and how do you want to go about changing it?
I think the most obvious one from our pep rally the other day was spirit. How we're going to change it. There's really not much we can do. We can have a lot of activities, and we've already had open forum, government meetings, things like that. And some kids do come, but you can't force, spirit on the people. So we'll just hope and have things for them to do.
Mm-hmm. What have you worked on any fundraisers yet, and how do you plan to raise money for the class?
During the summer, we've had car washes, and both of them came out well.
$200.
Yes. We've had donut sales. We just got done pretzel sales. We were going to have a raffle, but something happened with that. We couldn't get a license, so we're not going to do that. But trips and stuff, that will raise money for the class.
Oh, okay. What would you say to the junior class? What message would you give to them right now, if you had anything you could say to them?
I would say to, lighten up. It's a good school, and it's fun to be here and to get a little peppier and get more involved with things, because, they're not.
How about you, Adora?
Same, spirit. We have to do something about the spirit. It's not just our class, it's the whole school. The seniors have a lot of spirit because they're getting out, but we have to do something to really boost it.
Okay, thank you. Last week, tryouts for this year's three-act play, The Diary of Anne Frank, were held. Here tonight to talk to us is this year's director, Miss McMenamin. Hi, Miss McMenamin.
Hello, June.
What made you pick Diary of Anne Frank for this year's three-act play?
Well, I was looking for a play that would be different than the plays that I had done in the previous years. Last year I did Laura, which was a murder mystery. The year before I did The Farce, Arsenic, and Old Lace. So this year we're taking a different road, and we're doing a serious tragedy.
Okay. What did you look for in the actors and actresses when they were auditioning? And were the decisions hard ones to make?
The casting was extremely difficult. I had about 40 to 50 people come and audition for the play. The play has a cast of 10 characters, and what I was looking for were different levels of energy in my characters. My younger characters had to be high energy level, especially the role of Anne. Peter had to be someone who could change emotionally and do it very slowly, but yet do it drastically. A very strong Mrs. Frank and Mr. Frank, kind of looking for an optimism throughout the entire auditioning period for those characters. The casting was extremely difficult, but I think that's the most difficult part of any director's job in any production.
Okay. Is this play any different or more difficult as far as props and sets and things like
This
that?
play is exciting in terms of props and sets. The production will include a thrust stage, which means that we will be building a stage out into the pit orchestra area. We'll be coming right up to the first row of seats in the auditorium. So for us, it's something unusual. We haven't done this for about 7 or 8 years since we did Scapino here at West, and it will be an extremely invaluable experience for the production members of the show because they've never had this opportunity. The other reason that Mr. Jalora and I talked about this play is we wanted to give the production people as well as the actors an opportunity to work with a different kind of set. And this show, although it is a type of a box set, it is not strictly legitimately a box set in the truest sense. It will be a thrust stage. It will also be a rake stage. The central playing area will be out in the pit orchestra. The stage will be raked at a 7-degree angle. And so it will be very different for the actors. It will be most different for the director to have to work with that kind of a set. And it'll be a very good experience in terms of construction for the people
Yeah, it
involved
sounds
with
difficult.
backstage.
Besides being a director of the three-act play, you're also a teacher advisor to the Lions Roar this year. What do you plan to do differently with the paper this year that's what's been done in the past?
Well, I have a very enthusiastic staff. We already have our first issue out of the newspaper. We had it out the second week of school. They worked the entire summer. They worked before school actually let out in June. Um, what do we plan to do differently? We hope to establish beats, regular beats for the news reporters. We hope to do more feature spreads on timely, relevant articles for teenagers, for young people. Um, we would like to establish certain columns in the paper, things that the readers, our student population, our staff population can become familiar with and used to seeing in a regular format. And we hope to work on photography skills.
Okay, thank you very much.
This Friday, October 1st, is the deadline for registration on SATs and achievements in November. Mr. Gelora announced last week that he will be doing Barnum for this year's spring musical. Tryouts will be held sometime in December. This year's children's show, Red Shoes, will be held on October 3rd at 11 and 2, Sunday.
Since the new attendance policy began at Cherry Hill West, the Lions' attendance has been 4% higher. We are averaging a 97 to 98% attendance for each day. After a 3-week stay, the Spanish exchange students left today for their homes. We enjoyed having them at our school and hope they enjoyed our visit. Hasta luego to our amigos.
Thank you for watching the Cherry Hill West Weekly Report. Please join us again next week at this time. Good night.
Good night.
Good evening. I'm Arlise Ellis, along with Karen Dillenschneider, with this September 29th East Update. A reminder, Back to School Night will be on Tuesday, October 12th. All parents are urged to attend. This is a perfect opportunity for parents to get acquainted with teachers. All teachers will be present at that time, and any questions about the curriculum will be answered. Next week, there will be a meeting for the newly named Cum Laude Society members on Wednesday. Cable U Club will meet on Thursday. Anyone interested in writing and reporting stories for cable TV, East Update, should attend the meeting or contact Miss Beck in F81. The broadcast radio room is now in operation. Announcements will be made from F81 from now on. As soon as East plans to be on the air, students will be notified to apply for positions as technicians and broadcasters. Remember, Tuesday, October 5th is Higher Education Night, and Tuesday, October 12th is Back to School Night. This Friday is deadline for registration and payments for November SATs.
This past week, Cherry Hill East spread the spirit. Even Channel 6 News came out to see East Spirit. In this era of supposed apathy, it was encouraging to see how enthusiastic the students could be. Monday, the first day, was Find the Cougar Day. 2,000 cougars were hidden throughout the school on Sunday night. There were also 4 bonus cougars. Seniors found 3 and the juniors found 1. The surprise of the day was the overthrow of the seniors by the freshmen in the tug-of-war. A comedy night of movies brought the seniors back into first place. On Tuesday, Maria Gonzalez and Jeff Campagna, both seniors, won the Spirit Week Queen and King. Over $700 was raised by the students, who paid a penny per vote for their favorites. Juniors Drina Smith and Mike Garricky, sophomores Amy Christensen and Chris Painter, and Wendy Snyder and Dave Cernava, freshmen, helped to raise this money. East is proud to donate this money to the Leukemia Foundation.
The sophomores won Tuesday's chocolate whipped cream pie eating contest, and the seniors won Wednesday's milk drinking contest. Wednesday was cake decoration day. Sue Kravitz won for the most artistic cake. Becky Edmondson won for the most school spirit. And Jim Barber, Jeff Bacall, and Scott Kaplan won for the funniest cake. Other winners were Victor Neal, Kathy Elston, Kathy Krause, Cindy Chiolo, Michelle Pearson, and Mara Kramer. Some cakes were sold and others were donated to local hospitals. Thursday was the most lively day, with the halls decorated and students in costumes. Halls were judged for theme, originality, creativity, neatness, school spirit, artisticness, and overall effect. The seniors' Hawaiian Aisle was in close running for first place, but the juniors' Clown Circus World, with clowns, ringmasters, strongmen, and magicians, took the win. Freshmen had the most students dressed as preppies, seniors in second with Hawaiians, and juniors in third place with clowns. The sophomores were in fourth place with pirates.
Juniors had the most students in red and white on Friday. 80% of the seniors, 77% of the sophomores, and 62% of the freshmen wore East colors. The highlight of the pep rally, however, was the Caterpillar Walk competition, which the seniors won. The sports teams were then also introduced with their coaches. This year's winner of Spirit Week was the senior class with a grand total of 10,572 points. The juniors were second with 9,441 points, the freshmen third with 5,900 points, and the sophomores took last place with 5,540 points. Congratulations to all who participated. It was a great success. Now keep the spirit. And now over to Marlise with some sports results.
The intramural racquetball program will begin on Tuesday, October 12th for beginners, Wednesday, October 13th for intermediate players, and Friday, October 15th for advanced. This year's racquetball program will be in 4-week sessions, and each 4-week session will cost $25. There will be more instruction time and more playing time this year. Anyone interested should see Mr. Shepard. The boys' varsity football team opened their season Saturday with a 6-8 defeat to Camden. East gave it their all as they scored their touchdown in the final 30 seconds. But unfortunately, it was not enough. Next weekend, they will try to capture their first victory against Pennsauken.
The varsity field hockey team played an outstanding game against the top-ranked South Jersey team. Giving 110%, the team tied Morristown 2-2. Cheryl Miller scored both goals with an assist from Donna Burke. Sophomore goalkeeper Stephanie Gaber turned away 18 shots in goal. Congratulations to the entire team. Also on Saturday, the girls' JV hockey team defeated a tough Morristown team 2-1. Goals were scored by Sheila Martis and Kim Wilson. Outstanding defense was played by Janice Polinsky, Ellen Lent, Colleen Coulahan, Julie Paulson, and Blair Bueller. And finally, the undefeated freshman field hockey team defeated Millville 2-0 on Saturday. Leslie Amy and Carleen Purnell scored with assists from Colleen Doyle. Congratulations are in order for Miss Althofer, a member of the United States lacrosse team, who defeated Australia 10-7 in overtime to win the first World Cup championship. Also, come out and support your school. This Thursday, we have freshman field hockey at home at 3:30 p.m. And on Friday, we have girls gymnastics home against Haddon Township at 4 p.m.
Thank you for joining Karen Dillenschneider and me, Marlise Ellis, for East Update. Stay tuned for a replay of the East-West soccer game.